Last week, there was an anti-white racist hate crime in which 6 people died in Wisconsin, but the media is trying to hide this from you. Let me break it down for you, and let's talk about what happened last week. A BLM lunatic far-left loon named Daryl Brooks drove his SUV into the crowd of tons of people at a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin last week. Now, when this news got out, the mainstream media was trying to figure out how they could play it, how they could cover it. At first, they were saying that he was running from a crime scene or he was running because he was being pursued. That wasn't exactly true. And then as soon as they found out that this person was black, of course, they started to forget about it. But then when you found out all of the stuff that this man had done on social media, he was a rapper, he talked about anti-white stuff, he talked about killing white people, he talked about uprising, he talked about all of this lunacy, right? So this is absolutely a racist hate crime that was committed because of anti-white hatred, absolutely. And why do you think this happened? Because this person was probably fed a steady diet of the white supremacist, racist crap, right, that you see from the mainstream media all the time. The mainstream media tells us that all white people are evil, white people are white supremacists, America is inherently evil, all of that stuff. And so now when that messaging from the mainstream media gets into the mind of a mentally damaged person like this guy who had a rap sheet a mile long, this is what happens. But the media does not want you to know that. They want you to ignore it. In fact, in the case of CNN, when they did deign to cover it, they said, oh, a car drove into a crowd. So it must have just been the car and not the deranged lunatic terrorist attacker. And so look, we have seen this all before. If this person was a white supremacist, somebody that was a Republican, somebody that may or may not have voted for Donald Trump, and he, killed black people, it would be nonstop news for weeks. You would literally hear nothing else than that. But since it's the other way around, we don't hear about it. So my advice to you is to not let the mainstream media memory hold this. This was an anti-white hate crime, which is absolutely despicable. The people should say this man's name over and over again, and they should say exactly what he did. And it's about time that we hold the mainstream media accountable for the crap that they push out so that they can get clicks, so that they can get views, and so that they can help Democrats get elected. Because the only way Democrats can get elected, the only way that they can get votes from African Americans is if they make us feel like perpetual victims of their quote unquote white supremacist America. But as we saw last week with this anti-white racist hate crime, this type of rhetoric that comes from media personalities on the left has consequences.